Up to my favorite bunch of beauties, welcome back to NeCW Beauty. My name is Denise. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see and please subscribe. Welcome back to Monday morning makeup number 9. Missed last week because I was out sick. I think I am back at about 85%. Tea is on deck today. And this past week has been like a rough last week for me because I started feeling sick on Saturday the 11th, and then by Monday when I wasn't feeling better, I did like an e-visit with my doctor. She said influenza-like illness. I ended up doing a video visit on Tuesday. I ended up going to urgent care on Wednesday, and then I had an office visit on Thursday. So it was a rough last week for me, but I am back and I am drinking my tea. And today's tea is a yogi tea. I think the last tea I had also was a yogi tea, but this one is the honey lavender stress relief. So honey lavender stress relief, and it has a little quote on it, like I think I was telling you before. I can't remember what yogi tea I had the last time, but this one says, when fear is forcing you to give up, call upon your heart's courage to continue. And appropriately enough, I have my Black History mug. It says Black History Bright Future. And I am going to take a little bit of a swig of this because my throat is feeling dry. And then we will get started. Oh my God, that's good. Alright, so today's video is going to be a collab video. And I am collabing with Dion from Dion Loves Makeup here on YouTube. And she is proudly part of the Crazy Troll Nation. I pretty much love the whole message of her channel where she says don't be concerned about the beauty industry's definition of what beauty is. Do what you want to do, how you want to do it, and don't do it if you don't want to. So we were, well actually I watched one of her videos. I think it was a video where she was ranking her Pat McGrath palettes, and I mentioned that I owned the Pat McGrath, I think, shoot, my packaging is over there, but I think it is the 3, and this is why we don't throw packaging away for Pat McGrath. First of all, because it's all the decoration and differentiation you're going to get with her Motherships. And 2 is because it has the name of the palette on it, where the palette just says Mothership. But this is the Mothership 3, like I was saying, and it is the Subversive palette. This palette is always sold out. And what is funny is that when she was having her sales, like at the end of last year, I almost, if this palette was available, I would have bought it again because I forgot I had it. That's how you know you have too much stuff. Anyway, glad I checked my Motherships and I do have it. But I was telling her how this palette is really pretty, but it was kind of intimidating to me. And that is what the shades look like. I hope it is in focus. But that is what the shades look like. The special shades are really pretty, especially, and I have to open this up to look at the shade names. The shade Blitz Amethyst and the shade Gigabyte are really pretty. So some kind of way I want to incorporate those in my look. So this is what we are going to do today. And thank you so much to Dion for asking me to do this collab. So I have already done my brows for the sake of time. And I have already done my eyeshadow base. Everything else I will be doing on camera just like I do with every other Monday morning makeup. So I'm going to zoom in and we will get started. Alright, so I think I am zoomed in quite enough. I don't want you all up in my business. But, so, the lids have been already primed and prepped and set with the Mario Master Eye Prep and Set. And for as long as I've been using this, every time I pull it out, I never remember the name of it. But we're going to get started. The thing about Pat McGrath's palettes is there is usually no transition shade. What you think is a transition shade usually comes out a little bit darker than what you think it's going to. So I am going to actually have to use another palette real quick. And this is the palette that I keep in my makeup basket all the time. This is the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker. So it's like a bronzer, an eye bronzer type situation. I'm going to just use this for a transition. And I'm going to use the shade Caramel Cutie. So that's this shade right here. It's just a quick transition shade. And then everything else will be Pat McGrath. So we are just going to put this in the crease. And I am looking at my lids. Why is this? Oh, I know exactly why. I was going to say, why is this Mario stuff creasing? But I forgot. I put the Tatcha serum stick on my eyes, on my lids and under my lids before I put any primer on there. So it's separating a little bit. Alright, so I think that's it for that. This is going back into the basket. Before I get started, because I want to go ahead and have my primer on, I'm going to be putting on the Tatcha the Silk Canvas primer. And it is the Balm one. And I haven't used this for a while. I actually should put this in my basket, except that I already have a primer in my project pan for the year. But we'll see. Eventually this one might go back on there and I may have too much. You know how you just forget why you even stop using some certain things. I did put too much, so I put it back. But this stuff is like so good, and I don't know why I stopped using it. Now I thought that I had a primer brush, but we are going to use a brush for primer today. We'll use this mini base brush from Sonia G just to kind of prime the face here. And this has like a little bit of a light smell to it. Not too irritating at all. It smells really fresh. That's what I like about it. And it kind of blurs the pores a bit. And it doesn't make the skin oily, so I really like that. So that is it. Let me get the rest of it off of this here coin and just buff it in. I have to keep up with this thing. I have already lost one, so I have to keep up with that coin. All right, so we are going to get started with the Pat McGrath, and the first shade I am going to use, and I have to pull that little card out of the palette, out of the box that it's stuck in. I think it's stuck in there, and I don't think I'll be able to get it out. Oh, got it. So we need this for reference. So the first shade that I am going to be using is that brown shade, and that one is called Deep Shade. And I think, oh, that is this shade right here. That is a little bit too deep for me to use as a transition, but I'm going to use it in my crease and then a little bit out this way. Alright, so this, you see that this is way darker than what I thought it was going to be, but this is the deep shade. And that kind of went up here. And undoubtedly her shades blend very well. So no doubt about that. And the one thing I do like is like her first 3 Motherships, maybe her first 5 or 6 Motherships are unique and colorful. When you got to like the Divine Rose, we went rosy from there on out. So that is even more of a reason why I wanted to have the Subversive, because to me this one is like the most unique of all of the full-size Motherships. But we're going to try to get rid of this intimidation over this palette today, because no eyeshadow palette is going to beat me today. And it's funny because I can use other colorful eyeshadow palettes and not flinch. This needs to go in the drawer in the wrong place. But for whatever reason, this Pat McGrath one intimidates me. Alright, so what I am going to do, I want to use like every shade in here, but I can't. I'm going to use the shade Extreme Black and just go on the outer V. And I think oh God, we try not to use too much of it for fear that this thing is super pigmented. And I just want this to be a little darker here. And this is why I don't do my foundation first, because I am a mess and I get eyeshadow all over the place. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to do this as an ode to Dion. I do have some sponge tip applicators and I'm going to use them. Let me grab them. Alright, so I got these from Amazon a few months, maybe quite a few months ago. And they've just been sitting in my drawer. And I always see her use hers in her videos to put on like the shimmers, because she says she doesn't like wetting brushes and doing all that stuff. So I am going to try it and see how I like it. I might not wet another brush again. But the first one that I am going to, I think I want to go from the inner corner out. And what I am going to put on first is Gigabyte, which is this like greeny gold shade. And that's going to go in the inner corner. And we are going to be using, and this comes with a nice box. It has like a nice little lid on it, and there is a lot of these things in here. I will just take a couple or 3 out because I think I opened it upside down. Even if it's right side up, when you open it, they kind of pop out of the box. All right, but we're going to be using Gigabyte in that inner corner. Okay, let's see. Okay. And with the pointed tip of this, you can get right into the corner of your lid. Right, very much into that corner. I don't know if you can see that. I feel like I need to zoom in just a little bit more. Anyway, hope you all can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Alright, so sponge tip applicators for the win. That did pretty good. I need to get down here though. Alright, and because I want to use the special shades, I'm going to use Blitz Amethyst, which is this one, right beside that one. And hope this doesn't look too weird. Not only that, I don't have to like get the brush and try to go like up into the crease where I want my shadows to go. This will shape it just where I want it. Alright, and a little bit of fallout. We'll clean that up in a sec. Weirdly enough, the next shade I want to do is Night Creature, which is this shade right here. And we will grab another side of this. This picks up these shadows so well. Alright, and I'm going to take that other brush that I used for the black again, the extreme black, and we are just going to sort of do this. I'm hoping, try not to cover up everything else that I did, but I want it blended. Alright, and I'm going to take my blending brush again and dip it just a bit, just a tap into deep shade, and just kind of go over the top up here. Alright, I'm going to take a wipe and wipe off this fallout, and I'm going to do my foundation. Before I put my foundation on though, I am going to put a bit of this e.l.f. Halo liquid filter on because we want to look glowy. We'll come back to the palette in a second. I don't know if I should blend this with my hands or a brush, but I think I'm just going to use my foundation brush, and I am just going to spray it with this Pure Miracle Mist, just one little. Okay, here we go with another whatchamacallit that does not work. I think I have to take that out of my basket, but the brush is wet, so. Okay. Let's see how this looks under my foundation though. It is nice and glowy on its own. But let's see. I am going to use the It Cosmetics Bye Bye foundation. I have it like in the super size, and mine is in the shade Rich Honey. And my girl Kara from K's Ways encouraged me to pull this out because I hadn't used this in a while. I think she got one and hers was like, I think maybe it looked too neutral or something for her, and I was telling her they do have it in many more shades. So hopefully she'll try it again. I don't know if I think she had the regular CC cream, which I have too, but I think I kind of like the Bye Bye foundation better. You still get all of the same skincare benefits, but I think, my opinion, is not as kind of thick, or it's not as maybe full coverage as the regular CC cream. So I can still actually see my glow from that e.l.f. Halo Glow. Alright, and I'm going to pull out this LYS concealer, and it's their Triple Fix Full Coverage Concealer, and I have it in DN3. And why do I feel like I have? Because I have foundation on my lip. I was like, why is my lip looking weird? Alright, and all I ever do is put a little bit there. I don't do the whole under eye, whole triangle thing anymore because I don't feel like I need it. I'm going to use this same brush here, the Sonia G Mini Base, and just kind of go up under my eye. And erase the darkness. Not necessarily trying to highlight under my eye, but just trying to erase the darkness. We're going to try something new here today, and I'm going to use this brush right here to do it. This is the, I'm not putting my brushes back when I finish, and now I feel like stuff is just all over the place. I'm going to use the Sonia G. They just call it a base brush, but it's from the Lotus collection. I picked up the Tarte Sculpt Tape, which is this, which is a contour, which I hardly ever use a contour. Do I have a bronzer in there? And it has a little applicator like this. And I believe Makeup Revolution just also came out with exactly the same thing. So if you don't want to pay, oh, this one you have to twist open, which is good, but you just squeeze some up into the sponge and just kind of dot wherever it is you want to dot. And let's see if we can do something with these little jowls here. And that's it. We will blend it out. And this is going to be sort of a try it with me at the same time. So we will just blend that out. Here's my foundation brush. I went a little too haywire up in there, so alright. And we will blend around the forehead. Okay. This is like, to me, like a bronzy type of contour. So that kind of takes the place of both. And I'm going to finish my under eyes first. Did we go too far? We went too far. Okay. I don't want it to be too much. Alright. I am going to go under my lower lash line here. And where's my little stubby brush? We'll use this one instead. This is the Sonia G detail brush. And I'm going to go in that shade, Deep Shade. And go under here. And I'm going to go into Extreme Black, same brush, and just on the outer third. Don't mind if it's a little bit messy. I just don't want it to be a strange shape. Alright, and we are actually going to go in. I'm just going to kind of dust this brush off a little bit into the shade Skin Show Fever. And that is this shade right here. And I'm going to use that as an inner corner highlight. I actually have another little bullet brush sort of, and we'll use that one. And I'm going to do what I usually do, which is to put it in the inner corner and then to drag it up under the lower lash line. So down this way. I am also going to put an eyeliner on, and I grabbed the Laura Geller Longwear Kajal Longwear eyeliner in Twilight Coal. It is a sort of a grayish shade, so I feel like it does a good job of matching the shadows. I don't know why we always have to move the crazy, because it pulls the eye down, so tried to cover mine up so you wouldn't see it. So that's that. Mascara. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I was supposed to use my blending sponge. I went and wetted it, everything, and still ended up using a brush. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use it and kind of, before I put my powder on, just dab it around my face and sort of soak up some of the excess, and then we'll put the powder on. Cause yeah, you want to wet your face before you put powder on, so we'll see how that works. I just don't want to let my wet beauty blender go to waste. Alright, and stack mascara. Alright, and I want to do something real quick. I'm going to take that brush that I used to put my eyeshadows on with, or let me just take a clean, sort of fluffy, I think this one will do better, but I just want to kind of blend these eyeshadows into each other a little bit better, so they look sort of seamlessly, so they seamlessly sort of flow one into the other one. Okay, that's that, I think, for the eyes. I am going to close this palette up. Enjoyed using that. And I am going to grab a blush, and I want sort of a cool tone blush, and this is that NARS blush palette that came out during the Christmas holiday, and this is the Rising Star Cheek palette. The shade that I am using is, no, that can't be Golden Age. I don't know. I hate when it's all backwards and you can't. I'm using this shade right here. Let's just grab us a little brush here, blush brush, and I am afraid that these might be kind of pigmented. Maybe not, because it's not acting like it wants to pick up. I don't know if it's just a little brush, but this is my first time using this palette, and it's a little hard to pick up. Yeah, I feel like I put too much on, but oh well. Alright, so that's that. And I am going to use, I'm trying to look, I'll use this one. So I have a Sydney Grace lip gloss, I think it is. And this is in the shade Anne. And I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put on the MAC lip liner in the shade Plum first. And this thing is sharp and tearing my lip up. I should have rubbed it on my hand first. There we go, that's much better. Okay, I am getting sweaty. Sorry if you hear my fan. My face is getting sweaty. This is not grease. This is indeed postmenopausal sweat. So I am going to actually powder my face in a second too. Oh, this is my type of shade right here. Smells sweet. Okay. We're going to powder this wet face of mine. I should probably use that Mally Beauty face defender, but it is too far away from me. So we are using the Tatcha, the silk powder, I think it's called. Yeah, it is the silk powder. And I think that is doing the trick. Like I promise you, my brush is wet because of the sweat. Welcome to menopause. Alright. I'm going to zoom my body in a little bit closer, and I just knocked over my lipstick, but zoom myself in a little bit closer and close my eyes so you can see what I did with this Subversive palette that I was so afraid of. But I actually think that this is a really pretty look. I really like it. I really enjoy using this palette. I am going to pull this palette out more often. I am going to not let things get the best of me. I paid for it. I probably bought it on sale anyway, but I paid for it, so I'm going to use it. Thank you so much, Dion, for challenging me to do this collab and use this palette. I really enjoyed using it, so thank you so much for that. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video coming out. Have a great day, and don't let your day be a waste of makeup. Bye.